Hi, this is Bobby with One Down Dog. I'm here to show you a little 10-minute tip for ways to improve your balance in different yoga poses. If you're interested in flowing with any of the poses that I'm about to show you, you can check out my 30-minute flow. So, the first thing to say about balance is that a lot of it comes from our core, engaging our full body, and our feet. So, we're working with some things that are incorporating what's called the deep front line. Now, there's not quite enough time to explain fascial anatomy, but just know that it has to do with our connective tissues and our fascia. And what we're going to do to help engage the core today is engage particularly the inner legs, the adductors of the body, with some different poses that you might already be familiar with. So, have some blocks. They may be helpful for your practice. A blanket might be nice if you have sensitive knees because we'll be doing a little bit of knee work. So, first, I'm going to come into hands and knees, and I'm going to use a blanket because I just want to be nice to my knees. And I'm going to take one block out in front of me. So, first in table, it might feel nice to do a couple cat and cow, just get that spine warming up. Yeah, see how it's feeling. Just check in with your body. Right. Cool. And then you'll find a neutral spine. Wrap your shoulder blades down your back. And it's really important here to extend straight through the crown of the head so you find a nice long neck. Now, from here, I'm going to find bird dog, but a little bit differently than you might be used to. So I'm going to extend my right leg back behind me, come to the ball of my foot. And then I'm going to bring my left fingertips to this block. Now, I'm doing medium level. You can do low level, whatever works for you. Okay? And instead of just lifting up right away and arching into my back, I'm going to actually press downward to feel some engagement of the belly and feel the pelvis curve in a little bit. Okay? And then from here, feel a little engagement of that back inner leg so I can feel it spiraling up towards the ceiling. Okay? So pressing down a lot, feeling all that engagement, and then keep everything sort of wrapping in, spiraling in. From that space, you'll lift the arm and the leg. Right? And then continue to breathe because that's very important when you're balancing. So we're going to continue to breathe here. Notice if your hips start to get a little wonky side to side. See if you can lengthen through both sides and keep tilting that pinky toe down of the back leg, right? Reaching forward. So you might stay here if this is really wobbly. Just work on staying here, right? Trying to build some balance and stamina and stability rather here. Great. Or if you want to take it somewhere else, take an inhale here. Exhale, you'll bend your knee, bend your elbow, draw them together. They might tap, they might not. Inhale to extend out long. Exhale to draw together and tap. Inhale to extend out. And then one more time like that. Exhale to draw in and tap. Great. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, lower the hand and lower the knee. Great. You can wag your hips a little side to side. And you're welcome to do that side on your own. I'm going to move on to another activity to show you, though, for balance. So from here, I'm going to make my way to a forward fold. And I'm going to take this block, bring it between my thighs. Well, forward folding here. You might have knees pretty bent. First, just find a little hang, right? And then keeping those knees nice and soft, engage into that block and slowly begin to roll up your spine up to standing. Cool. Roll your shoulder blades down your back. Stand up nice and tall. Now start to squeeze into that block. Remember I mentioned inner legs helping us to activate into the core. So squeeze into that block. Feel everything starting to hug in. Let your arms rest by your sides. And then right here, just start to tilt a little bit forward to the balls of your feet and a little bit back towards your heels. Right? Feel what parts of your body start to activate to keep you stable. Feel how your quads have to work, how your inner legs have to work, your glutes. Everything's helping you out here. Cool. And then find somewhere that feels about center on your feet. See if you can pull up your arches. It's kind of a weird sensation if you're not used to it. Take a nice big breath in here and a big breath out. And then inhale, you're going to reach your arms up to the sky, squeeze into that block. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Keep squeezing into that block. Bend your knees if you need to. Okay, this is a little bit funky. You're going to walk your feet back towards a plank. Coming onto palms and balls of the feet. Now, in plank, a lot of people tend to drip hips down or bring them too high. All kinds of funky things can happen. If you feel like your hips are doing anything weird, lower onto knees. It's all good. That's much better than pinching your low back or doing anything else weird. So in your plank pose, you're going to engage in that block a lot. And as you're engaging, you might feel this whole area, right? This is our transverse abdominis. It's really deep in the abdomen. You might feel it all start to hug in naturally as you engage inner legs because it's all connected. The whole body is connected, right? So as you're working here, engaging into inner legs, squeezing, 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 maybe a couple more breaths, and then we'll shift back to down dog. You can take a big breath in and a big breath out. Cool. And lower back down to hands and knees. You might wag the hips a little side to side. Right. So similar to everything we've been doing, staying in this tabletop, we're going to tuck the toes, engage in that block, lift your knees to hover off the mat. Right? And then just feel, again, everything hugging in, ribs engaging, belly engaging, inner legs engaging. Nice big breaths here, nice long neck. It might start to shake a little bit. See if you can breathe through it. Take one last big breath and exhale back to your down dog. Great. Lowering back down, we're going to remove this block. Set it back at the top of the mat. Okay? I'm going to take my 2 blocks to their highest level for one last little thing to play. Now that all of this is engaged and we're hugging in, we're going to play with a little bit of warrior 3 just for a moment so you can feel that same sensation of hugging in and spiraling the leg. Okay, so forward fold, I'll use my blocks because they're real helpful. Blocks to their highest level, hands can come to blocks. Lean over to your left foot, sweep your right foot back. Right, so same thing here we've been working with. Keep squaring out the hips. I actually like bringing the back of my hand to my low back so I can feel where my hips are at instead of just hand to hip. Cool. Flexing through that back heel, spiral the pinky toe downward, lengthen here. And then maybe from this space, you might lift the bottom hand. Maybe you reach it forward, right? So it's the same sort of principle that we found in bird dog before of engaging and hugging inward. Still finding it here. I'm going to do the second side as well. So leaning to my right foot. Blocks are here to stabilize. Sweeping left foot back. And then before I even lift a hand, squaring hips, engaging that inner leg, right? Like there's an invisible block there. And then maybe I reach the opposite arm forward, or I take it to the low back and see if my hand can tell me anything about where my hips are. Maybe I balance on one leg, but keep pulling up on that inner arch to help you out here as you wobble, continuing to stabilize. And then maybe you can begin to stand up. Whoop, pull your knee in, find a little wobble there as well. And then set your foot down. Feel free to shake it out, move it around. And whenever you're working a lot with balance, we want to really make sure we're taking care of our ankles. So if you do a balance heavy class, it might feel nice to roll your ankles out, right? Even if you don't do a balance heavy class, it might be helpful to do that as well. Ankles get twisted and sprained all the time, so give them some love, some strength. Thank you for joining us in our One Down Dog classes. If you're interested in moving and breathing through these poses in a flow, you can check out my flow class for balance and play around with them.